just change the world. So that's what an agenda. So let's so I'll not be talking about a lot of fancy use cases what people are using these days. Uh, be it so basically let me give you one example. So these days today morning or yesterday you would have heard a news that one of our sad news basically that one of our Air India flight got crashed and we lost a lot of lives. Behind the scenes these days, the maintenance of air engines or airplanes is done with the help of LLMs or basically not LLMs basically I would say generative AI. And there's a lot of engine parameters are passed up and those are taken care by the corresponding Gen AI models and they figure out if there's any issue or not. I don't know Air India was using it or not, but there are a lot of fancy use cases which are there. You would be using a lot of image generation tools, video generation tools, things like Canva to generate postcards and number of things. So so Gen AI is now integral part of our life and it's being used at multiple places. So let us start with some of the simple use cases, then we'll go into a little bit more complex use cases where we are using up Gen AI. Okay. So before jumping into that, so generative AI is basically now is seamlessly integrated in our day-to-day routines. It's helping you to seamlessly simplify your tasks. It helps you generate creativity. You write some mail, you send it to systems like GPT or Google or any number of things. They will reformat your text. You ask questions. You go kind of communicate to them. So it's basically it's not only a thing or it's not a fancy thing these days. It's basically integrated into our mundane life. Okay, so I'll start with one of the simple use case where I've used it in last week in my workplace before jumping into any of the detailed productionized use cases. So use case was pretty simple. We are using one of the DB called MongoDB. MongoDB is a document DB. The complexity about the database is users or developers can store any document in any format. Now, in our DB, there are more than 40 plus different databases. Each databases contain more than 15, 20, 30 collections. So in total, more than 400 plus collections across the DB. I had a pretty simple task to create a data dictionary. Now, creating a data dictionary with tools like Oracle, MS SQL are pretty easy because there is a structured data. But when the data is unstructured, the task becomes a little difficult. Although there are a lot of tools available in the market, things like MongoDB Compass looks nice but died fast. The reason is the schema is too complex. Our use cases are too complex. There are tool nested JSON inside the collections. Studio 3D, another license tool. It looks great, but when started creating those document, it almost failed up. So what I thought is, let's write some script to generate the data dictionary. So what I did is, one second. So what I did is, I wrote a Python script. The Python script looped each and every collection in the document DB. It picked up top few sample documents of each and every collection. Collection is basically a table in document DBs. It picked up top few documents. Documents are kind of rows in your database, in your collections on your MongoDB. Those are sent to a GPT 3.5 turbo model onto Azure. Azure model was a little bit trained out to generate a data dictionary with the corresponding check prompts. It did all the magic. It returned me back the data dictionary. It was also trained out to generate the syntax as an output, which can be directly pasted onto Confluence. The output came for each and every collection. That output went to another Python code, which integrated with Confluence. which wrote that output to Confluence page. Finally there were 40 plus Confluence pages created out with the detailed data dictionary, which was defining up business use cases for each and every collection, the field definition, and number of similar things. So who created the data dictionary? Did I create it or did Gen I create it? Who wrote the Python code? Did I wrote or Gen I wrote? So we use normally GitHub Copilots integrated with our IDs. So you just start writing the comments. It start writing a code. Who even formatted this PPT? Who even generated this image, which you can see on the left hand side? So who is the real developer here? Is it I or Gen AI? So what I'm trying to put out over here is it's Gen AI is highly integrated in our day-to-day life, be it workplaces or be it your college lifestyle or be it your whatsoever you people are doing up. I don't have your backgrounds. So it's basically highly integrated in our use cases. And just to think out of the box, you can use these tools proactively, highly efficient, which can change your day-to-day life. So I am major of things what I did for generating data dictionary were done by either some LLM or some Gen AI agent or similar things. All I did is Control C and Gen AI. So what I was saying was GitHub Copilot, which we are using to write code, or so these days you are using things similarly. There are a lot of tools available which you people would be using up, where you would be interacting in everyday to life, like create me a 5-day itinerary for Vietnam. So in a recent study done out for a few months back, what we have seen up is more than 30 to 40% people are started using things similar to GPT in their work, and that is not only becoming their mundane life, that is also increasing their productivity or increasing the work efficiency. Okay, so the second use case which I want to talk about is this is one of the startup which my friend is doing up. I just help him sometime technically. I'm not involved with him, but I have many times has different questions, so I just help him out with the tech architectures or similar things informally. So that's another use case which I want to talk about before I jump into the use cases which we are doing a bit Petibos. So have any one of you, so is these sessions interactive? Does people comment on chat out, send the chat message, or how these messages goes up? Okay,
They can write their comments on the chat.
okay. I can see the chat room. Sure. Okay. So have any one of you or your family members have done and have gone to an admitted plant surgery? By plant surgery, I mean to say it's not an accidental surgery, but plant surgery. So in India or across the world, plant surgeries are 70 to 80% of the total surgeries. So total surgeries out of if 100 total surgeries are going in hospital, 70 to 80% are plant surgeries. Just to give you a business impact of the surgeries. Definitely, you would have seen some of your relative or someone in your family who would have gone plant surgery, be it a knee replacement, be it some kidney stone, and number of things goes up, right? So basically, if you would have looked at the estimates and if you would have looked at the final bill, that would have surprised you, the final bill. There are a lot of hidden charges. There are a lot of consumables which are not covered by insurance. There are a lot of unforeseen expenses. I have recently gone up around a month back. There was a small cut. I was playing tennis. There was a small cut near my eye. I went to the hospital that require small stitches, 3, 4 stitches. I thought it would be a 5-minute task. They told me it will require plastic surgeon to do a stitch because it's near eye. We can't put up anesthesia near eye. They admitted me. They took me to the OT. The stitches were done out. I was surprised with the final bill. It was 70, 80,000 final bill. The bill contained a lot of interesting billing categories. One was service charge, 10%, similar to what? Similar to the restaurant bills. They have included things like medical, discharge, disposable, consumables, heating in OT, and number of things which you can't even think of. So if the stitch cost was just 10-11,000, the total bill was 80,000. And that is what surprises the users also. And that happens in a planned surgery. Mine was also planned one because they told me a prior and things was kind of planned on. So basically to help out with these unpredictable hospital bills, he is doing a startup. I'm not going into the startup idea over here, but one of the things what he's trying to do up is uh, they are that crowdsourcing the bills from users. These bills contain the discharge summaries, doctor prescriptions, the reports, the bill details, the final amount, and a number of similar things. Now, in return, these users are rewarded with some points and health credits and a number of things. But what happens with these bills and these all the documents which they crowdsource? They basically are leveraging some of so basically wherever I'm writing up some model names, it's not mandatory that these are the models only used up. Models you can every day you can see there are a lot of new things coming onto Hugging Face and people are launching new things. And definitely I have not written the same models over here to just to maintain the secrecy of what is going in the corresponding uh, basically confidential information. So I have just tried to put up some common models. Oh, so so basically what I was saying of is, so basically, there are a lot of such open source models. So basically, these models are fine tuned with anonymized crowdsourced bills, medical procedures, and insurance claim breakdowns. And with this thing, basically a fine-tuned LLM and using things like extreme gradient boosting or like GBM, which works on which works pretty great on to tabularized data. They are able to finally give the prediction to a patient that based on this requirement, this should be your final bill based on your age, city, based on your insurance company, based on your insurance coverage, and based on the current prescription that got has given to you. This could be your approximate bill in the corresponding hospital types. So that way you will not get any surprises. This is the amount which you have to pay from the pocket. Then you can do the corresponding negotiations with the hospital. So this is a real use case which is getting implemented, which is running out in the healthcare industry, and there's a startup which my friend is running up. Interesting use case, but what I wanted to show to you people is how these basically LLMs are getting used up. Okay, so now I'll be talking about few use cases which we are using in Pitney Bowes, and I think this meeting is getting recorded. Can you just stop recording because I might start talking some of the confidential information which I don't want to get recorded. So can you people please stop recording? Okay. So basically, uh, what we do up is Pitney Bowes is a shipping and mailing company. Basically, what we do is it's a 150-year-old company. We basically help organizations and consumers print these stamps or print the labels. By labels, basically, label is basically a kind of label which, if you've ordered something from Amazon, Myntra, you can see there is a label which contains a barcode. That barcode helps the whole shipment to start from the pickup point to the delivery point. So we help generating those barcodes and the labels. Labels basically your final destination, to and from addresses, the cost and number of things which comes on the label. So we help generating those labels, and that is one of our biggest business. Okay. So we have a product called Centex. Centex is basically help. I is trying to automate the things, trying to take decisions by themselves. So basically, as I talked about this problem, so this is a problem statement where there were n number of branches. These branches were automated. They were doing, we were paying licenses fees for each of these branches, and they were automated with the corresponding AI, ML, fancy things, and number of things. And those are helping out. But there were a lot of customer agents which were setting out, which were doing the manual things or creating those workflows. Now, basically, what these agents are doing up, trying to automate these whole flows. So there are a lot of problems which are there in the logistics industries, like parcel delays is one of the biggest problem. Unforeseen climatic events which lead to parcel delays, parcel getting breakages are another problems to solve out. The insurance charge is another big problem. The insurance claim is another big problem in logistics industry. Insurance claim because intentional parcels are insured, so those claims just ending up. So PPC use cases, user entered a wrong country code by mistake. So instead of parcel reaching US, it reached some other country. So there are a lot of problems. So the automated address improvement is another thing which is happening out. So if we figure out that the IP is from US, we prompt to the user, oh, are you sure you have entered the right country code? So there are a number of use cases which are being worked out, but productionize everything is not feasible at this point of time. Uh, because of the complexities behind the scenes, because of the so basically we have multi-carrier support. So a parcel which could be shipped by $10 in USPS, the same parcel could be shipped by $12 by FedEx. A parcel could be reaching in 2 days by UPS. It could take 3 days by USPS based on the corresponding to and from zip. Sorry, to and destination zip. So this again can be handled by LLM, but there is a finance comes in picture. So we can't production these kind of models. Although these models are ready for us, but when the finance comes in picture, that cannot be productionized at this point of time. So these are the things which are going behind the scenes to figure out how to productionize these things, how to handle these things. And there are a lot of use cases which keeps on going every day. I hope that answers your question. LMs are great for all scripting tasks. I use my Windows machine. Yeah. Yes, pretty good for scripting, yes. Okay, sure. Then thanks
Okay,
for your
thank
time.
you.
Have a nice day. I hope
Thank
you
you.
use it out in your day-to-day life.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to have a break and we will start our next session at 11 a.m. There will be 3 industry sessions. One is ended right now. Second will start from 11, and third will start at 2 p.m. Thank you.